Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to the first historic Brawl gameplay video featuring a Bloomburrow card. And today we are looking at Baylen the Haymaker. Baylen is a 3 mana in Naya colours, and he's a 4/3 and he has tap 2 untapped tokens you control, add 1 mana of any colour, tap 3 untapped tokens you control, draw a card, and tap 4 untapped tokens you control, put 3+1/+1 counters on Baylen, and it gains trample till end of turn. So obviously tokens is the name of the game. And before we get into the deck, I'm going to say I'm not going to do a wrap up for this video. And one of the reasons is you talk about win rates, and the win rate for this was under 50%, which is not great, but we played 14 games, 9 of those games were on the draw, and when you're playing almost double your games on the draw, it doesn't really give a fair reflection. So I think talking about it at the end is not going to give much. So I'll talk about the issues with Baylen in the deck tech. So the biggest issue with Baylen is he doesn't do anything by himself. He doesn't create tokens, he doesn't protect tokens, he doesn't buff tokens or anything like that. So, you know, if you don't have tokens on the battlefield, he's just a vanilla 4/3. And that's especially relevant after a wipe, a board wipe. You know, sometimes you might go, well, there's no point carrying on. And, you know, even things like, you know, Cyclonic Rift or River's Rebuke, which for tokens are essentially a board wipe because you're not getting them back. And that's, I think, the real weakness with Baylen. If he had, oh, you know, beginning of your upkeep, create a token or copy a token or something, I think it'll be a bit better. But for now, it's not massively powered. It's still a lot of fun, and when it goes off, it can go off, although you're not guaranteed to win. So obviously the name of the game is getting as many tokens down as possible. So I've split the deck up into sections, and the first one is token generators. These do other things as well. For example, Ragavan creates a treasure token, because what about one of the key things about Baylen is it doesn't say creature tokens or non-creature tokens, it's any token. So treasures are tokens, clues are tokens, foods are tokens, everything like that is a token. So these are all the token generators, and we have some really powerful ones like Ragavan, Gilded Goose's Ramp. Ajani is really, really powerful. It creates a token when it comes down, and then if you transform it into a Planeswalker, you can just carry on creating tokens. Raise the Alarm creates 2 tokens, same with Forbidden Friendship and Krankos, and that's the key. We're playing, if an instant and sorcery creates a token, we generally want to create multiple. We don't just want one that creates 1 token. Scroll's Hive can create a token every turn. Guard of Greeters, amongst other things, creates a treasure token. Sapling Migration can create 4. Spring Heart and Antuco is fantastic because it can just create multiple tokens whenever you do landfall, especially when you have your fetch lands. Vernon Command can create a couple of tokens as well. Join the Dance can be flashed back to create 4 tokens in total. Hop to It, a new card from Bloomburrow, creates 3 tokens. When an announcement can create a token or draw a card. For me, I found I wanted to create tokens more often than not. Scoot Swarm, again, very, very powerful with landfall to create more tokens. Same with Tire Tracker. And Impa Cow is really good as well because it creates those tokens, and I found it really good with, say, Gilded Goose, because Gilded Goose can fly in and attack. You can play Gilded Goose turn 1 and Impa Cow turn 2, then turn 3, swing with the Goose. You know, they're probably not going to be able to block it, but you still get that trigger. Dram's Expertise creates 3 tokens and lets you cast a spell from mana of a 3 or less from your hand. So Valor creates tokens whenever you create a creature spell. Season of Burrow, another new card you can create. You choose up to 5 paw prints worth of modes. And for 1 paw print, you create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. So you can create 5 if you want to. For 2, you can exile target non-land permanent each controller draws a card. And 3, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. So usually, what I found, you probably creating 3 rabbits and exiling something. Maybe their commander, maybe some trouble, some artifact or enchantment. But you can just go create 5 rabbits. Trostani creates a couple of tokens when it comes down and buffs your entire board. And Amira's Call just creates 2 massive angel tokens and gives your entire board indestructible. So next up we have token payoffs, and these are either buffs or multipliers. Tangible Virtue buffs all your tokens and gives them vigilance. Goblin Bombardment's great because you're going to have a lot of creatures in the battlefield. You can sack them all to ping anything, take out your opponent's board, take out your opponent. Explore's meant to be in the ramp pile. No, not that. Caretaker's Talent is a new Bloomburrow card. It's a class, so when it comes down, it has whenever you 1 or more tokens enter under your control. You draw a card, but only once each turn. And again, that's any token, so just card advantage. And then you can pay 1 to level it up. And then you create a token that's a copy of target token you control. Then you can pay 4 to buff your entire creature tokens by +2/+2. Warrior's Ghoul buffs your entire board. And then whenever a creature ETBs, you ping your opponent for 1. Anointed Procession, Mondrak, Parallel Lives, and Doubling Season double up your tokens, and Doubling Season also double up the counters you put on creatures, which is only really relevant for Baylen, but it can be relevant. It's as well. It's any permanence, but we're only interested in Baylen. And then Jetmir is really a win condition. It has creature control get +1/+0 and have vigilance as long as you control 3 or more creatures, and then it gets another +1/+0 and trample as long as you control 6 or more creatures, and +1/+0 and double strike as long as you control 9 or more creatures. So if you have 9 or more creatures, which is not hard with this deck, your entire board will get +3/+0 and have vigilance, trample, and double strike. You can just basically swing it and kill your opponent. Next up, we do have a bit of ramp: Avacyn's Pilgrim, Delighted Halfling, Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elves, Explore to put more lands on the battlefield, Arcane Signet, and Oracle of Mold Dire to essentially draw an extra card by playing a land off your top of your library, and you can play an extra land each turn. Next up, we have Removal, and this is key. This deck is not massively quick. It is revolving more around getting tokens down and drawing, so you want Removal to try and last until the mid to late game. Patriarch's Humiliation is great in Brawl because it causes opponents creatures to lose all abilities. Great to use on their commander, and sometimes you might want to not kill your commander, their commander with it, and just remove their abilities. Swords of Plowshare is just great. Lightning Bolt. Get Lost is also important, but it can target enchantments and planeswalkers. Stump Stomp and Bridgeworks are bite and fight effects respectively, but also lands. Witch Enchantment removes enchantments and artifacts, but it's also a land. And then Solitude is just another Swords of Plowshare on a creature, and Fury is just great to kill your opponent's board, and both of these can be invoked as well. And next up we have Protection. Because we're trying to go late, one of the blowout of the deck is a board wipe. So things like Dawn's Truce and Heroic Intervention that give our board hexproof and indestructible, and Teferi's Protection as well. Teferi's Protection will protect against things like Cyclonic Rift and River's Rebuke, whereas Dawn's Truce and Heroic Intervention won't. And Swift of Boots just great to give your commander haste and hexproof. And next up we just have some general good stuff: Flower in the White Tree, buff your entire board, and buff your legendary creatures more. Rise of the Day gives your entire board haste, which is great if you create a load of tokens and they've been buffed by various things. You can just swing out. Toski is just a great green card because we're going to have quite a lot of tokens, so we'll probably be able to get in for a few hits and draw some extra cards. Mirari's Wake, buffs your entire board, buffs your entire mana base as well. And Immortal Sun, we don't have any planeswalkers, so we're not affected by it, but it buffs our entire board, makes casting our spells easier, and draw additional cards. Mana base is as you would expect, lots of fetch lands and dual lands. We do have Castle Ardenvale and Mirax to create extra tokens. Minas Tirith to draw cards if we attack with 3 or more creatures, which shouldn't be hard. And then, we've got 1 Jetmir's Garden as well, which is in all colours. So that's the deck. So I said, I think if we had more games on the play, we'd have a better idea of how powerful it is. When it goes off, it's really fun and really powerful. But there have been games even when it does go off, and actually it's not enough. It's not the most powerful commander, I think, from Bloomburrow, but it is quite a fun one. And I think tokens are always a fun archetype to play with, especially when you get down things like your Parallel Lives and your Mondrak, and you're creating 4 or 6 tokens, and you can immediately sort of draw cards or buff Baylen, smashing for 17 or however much it is. So hope you all enjoy it. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my gameplay. We're on the draw. We have Removal, and we get some token generation, and Fury might be able to kill something. fetch us a Vow land. This is something that we need to... swords. How many of those do they have, do we reckon? Well, that's going to be a problem. Well, let's get our commander. And we can swords if we need to. Do they have a handful of them? Looks like they do. Well... play this as a land. And we can tap all our tokens. Give ourselves heck proof. Well, obviously it was only for that turn, so I'm not sure why they were that bothered. They can carry on being as, but we could have furied the Bruvac or stomped as well to take it out. Well, we don't have any ramp, but we do have token generators. We are on the draw, which is unfortunate. We'll crack that and get a Surveil land. We would like white and green. Don't think we need another land. But we got another land anyway. We can raise the alarm at the end of their turn. Play our commander. We don't need anything for 1 mana. So what we can do is, they're tapped. That's kind of annoying. Well, let's avail. War Leader's call's pretty good. I will fight their Augur of Autumn. And then swing in for 8. What? That's incredibly annoying. Yeah. Do they attack? They do. But I think this is game over for us. Get Lost can take care of one of them. The problem is they can just recast it. Well, you can recast Galter. Well, I think I've just got to keep things up. I'll do this now. Oh, it's not sword, so it doesn't matter. Oh, only one. Obviously, if they have a protection spell, we are screwed. It seems they've got something. Or not. But they obviously can. They can just replay him. Yeah, that is game over, unfortunately. Well, at least we have ramp. We will get Temple Garden. Well, that's a bit of a setback. We'll surveil. Wedding announcement's pretty good. Start getting some tokens. At least Toski can't be destroyed. I will just cast Solitude. Lightning Bolt's good as well because that can kill the Cruel Claw again. I'm only attacking with one because I would like the 2 tokens. The white tree is pretty good as well. And swords is good to keep up. Again, I want the tokens. Now when we get down Baylen, we can draw. That's annoying. What are they getting? Oh, didn't actually need to gift them a card. Let's see what we draw. Well, we've hit a pocket of land, but our board is pretty big. Yeah. They were, well, we could have swung in for 4, 9, 18, 21, 27, 34. So they weren't dead that next turn. Obviously depending on what we drew, but they were rough, and we could have drawn again at the end of their turn with the 3 tokens. Well, we're on the play, which is a nice change. We've got Ocelot Pride, and we can Fury if we need to as well. No ramp, but we have enough land. That's okay. Do I say Fury for the Envoy, for SRAM itself? I think so. All 4 to Pearl here. that's a problem. Oh, Jesus. Annoyingly, the Fury can't get past Light Paws. I'll draw with Baylen. Or actually, no, I'm just going to make Baylen huge. Three, four, five, six, seven. We do have. No, we do have 8, so we could do it twice. Or I may just draw. No, not that. I wanted to draw. Let's swing in again. Well, they've gone all in. I want to kill that. So how much have they got? 7, 10, 14, 15. I am happy with that trade. We didn't draw a card for Toski, but not the end of the world. We'll get a Surveil land. Don't need another land. You can play War Leader's Call. Toski. Toski has to attack. Fury can crack in. Yeah. The life gain they're going to get from Toski is kind of annoying. From, yeah, blocking Toski. We can draw 2 with Baylen. Oh, that's annoying, but not the end of the world. Well, let's draw 1 and see if we hit anything. Oh no, that is the wrong choice. Don't need more land. But on the plus side, we should be able to draw some cards. Yeah, let's buff it again. Well, they're pretty good. Jetmir should give us lethal next turn. I can play out Mirara's Wake. Play out Jetmir. Everything has double strike, trample and vigilance. So that's showing what the deck can do. And we can even do this as well because the tokens had vigilance. Hit them for quite a lot. Ooh, the mirror match. We're on the draw, but we have, well, ramp, but we can't get out on turn 1. That's unfortunate. But we do have a Jarny, which is obviously super powerful. Oh, we can get out on turn 1 now. We'll get red and green stomping grounds. I'll just... Well, actually, it comes in pound tap, doesn't it? Let's get down to Jarny.
To the hunt!
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, let's draw a couple of cards. Scoot Swarm's good. It's a good way to generate a lot of tokens. Our opponent's thinking. They got removal for Ajani. They got removal for everything apart from Toski. But they're probably going to wish they had something else. Let's get us a Veil land. We can't play elves. Sure, that's pretty good. Can't play it this turn, but next time we can get down Baylen and keep up Bridgeworks Battle. So if they play their own Baylen, we can take it out. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Play out Baylen. Killed their Baylen by tapping a couple of our tokens. They do have 2 mana. And then we'll crack in and draw 3. Mirari's Wake is fantastic. I think we just discard the elves for now. So if we have another sweeper, Mirari's Wake will help us rebuild. They can replay their commander. Obviously, if they're targeted removal, they should probably target Scoot Swarm. They've just replayed their commander. They still have 2 left. Hoo-hoo! Mama. Right, let's play out. I'm going to play out the land first in case they have something. Hold up to Fairest Protection. Let's crack it straight away. Let's get a shock land. Have Ada started roping? Yeah, let's get a Temple Garden. Create even more tokens. I don't think they want to play anymore. which is a shame. Seeing our deck go off is really good, but they ran into the problem of if you don't have any tokens, Baylen doesn't do anything. So I will just swing in with Toski and Baylen. So they are still here. I'll just end the turn. See, Teferi's Protection and even Dawn's Truce means we're pretty much immune to everything. We can draw 2 cards if we need to, if we don't need to use any of the tokens for mana. Plus, your Temple Garden taps for 2 at the moment. They need 4 tokens to grow Baylen. They can draw. They do have 4 tokens actually, don't they? Yeah. But the thing is, that's not going to kill me, and we're going to kill them on the backswing. Well, let's draw. And let's draw again. We know they're there. So we'll put it double in season, play out a land. Great. 8. Scoots. Come on. There we go. Could even create a absolute bundle of... Right. Doubling season. Yeah, there we go. I think we were going to have quite an impressive turn. Doubling season. Double land drop. War Leader's call. We might even be able to Flayed, but I imagine they would have tapped all their tokens to increase Baylen. But we had so many tokens, we could just probably just crack in for lethal with Baylen himself. Herself? Well, I think any hand with Mirari's Wake is a keeper, although we don't have any ramp to get there. But obviously we do have some token creators and Mondrak. So I think turn 1 I just Surveil. That's a good draw. Yeah, I want to save the Scalding Tarn for when we've got an Antuco down. maybe they've got a counter. Do they have removal? They do. Well, that ramps us, so I'm okay with that. And we still get the token. What have we got? We've got all our colours, so I will get another white. We have white in hand. I'll get another white. We may not want to play Iganjo. And then we can crack Scalding Tarn next turn. Well, the end of their turn, get Savale land, and then the next turn we can just play Mirara's Wake. I'll crack Scalding Tarn and get a red-green Savale land. I'm not happy with how much mana they're keeping up. Oh, we don't have red-green. Well, red-white then. Oh, our red-green Savale land's already on the battlefield. I'll keep that. Well, let's see if they want to counter this. And the end of their turn, we can raise the alarm. Well, that makes Mirara's Wake worse, unless they sack it now to take out Rising of the Day. Well, let's play out Baylen. See if he gets countered. That's not the worst thing in the world. We'll play out Virtue. Again, they may want to destroy it with their Haymaker. We'll crack in. Do they? Yeah. I'd much rather that than Mirara's Wake. Well, I'd quite like them to tap out. Which I have done. Well, let's get out Mirara's Wake. And then next turn we should be able to have a pretty good turn. We might be able to get down Mondrak and cast Season of the Burrow. Well, let's try. So we have, how much do we have? We have 12. Well, let's try Mondrak. So let's exile Omnath. Then create... Well, we could get back our intangible virtue, but let's just create a load of rabbits. Yeah, they can sacrifice lands. Why doesn't I... I think I could have got down Baylen there, but... Next turn we can get down Baylen and then crack him with... Well, we can only put one counter on it. Although I may just draw, because we're falling quite far behind. That blowout of the Safekeeper. I thought I would still get... I thought I would still get the bunnies. From what I understood, if one option becomes illegal, it tries to do as much as it can. Well, while that's on the stack, we can just draw. Their ball's getting pretty big. Well, obviously. Well, Kudo might be interesting because it makes all our tokens 2/2s. We can't land a White Elves on turn 1, but we can get down the clearing and cast it on turn 2. Mirari's Wake is always great to have, which I imagine is going to be taken. Yep. do like Jetmir, especially since we're about to create 3 1/1s. It makes casting their commander a more of an interesting proposition. Well, we will cast Jetmir. And next turn we can Mondrak, which will give everything trample as well. Is that coming at me? That is coming at me. I will chump with Jetmir. Oh, I can't, obviously. That's irritating. Well, I can cast it again. And I believe that's lethal. I still believe that's lethal. Yes, by quite a lot.